within my grasp, I can make the best out of it. Once you live on such frequency, life can never be any better. Because everything that you get on that day is going to be your success. I want to say thank you very much to everyone who has come to the hall. But allow me to also introduce our Facebook audience, those who are watching us live from everywhere. We want to say welcome aboard, and we are going to have a session on about 2 hours. And we are going to go through some of the best things that you can ever have for value for time. One is a soul inspiration to inspire our souls. And also we are going to give you a business opportunity that can survive all adversity. Welcome and be with us. Now this is what we do. Allow me to introduce both to us. Every Monday up to Friday, we have this training between 10:30 up to about 12:30. This allows us to present in 2 ways. One, we present what we call a business opportunity presentation. Business opportunity presentation takes 2 modules. And module number 1, we do a health talk. That means on those days we have topics of discussion. We are privileged in this group to have doctors. And I want to start advertising early next week on Tuesday. We're going to have another serious doctor who will be coming on board. We are not sure yet, but this is what we are aligned for this month. We're going to have a gynecologist stroke oncologist who is going to come on board. He's going to give us issues about ladies, issues about what are some of the challenges, because he is also a fertility expert. That means you may know somebody who is struggling with challenges of getting children, challenges of the feminine body, challenges of urology problems for men. You want to be here on those days. Then on Tuesday, we're going to give them specific of it, and then on the other day, we do inspiration. That means we take 1 day for a health talk, and the second day we do an inspiration. This is to help us to also focus our minds. And this is also now happening on every Monday at 5 to 6 p.m. We have what we call Marketing 101. This is an opportunity for all those people who are distributors. It is a distributors only meeting where we discuss how do we do the business? What are the nitty-gritties of the business? How do I move from one level to another? How can I advance myself? So we help you to know how to navigate through the journey of the marketing plan. Also on Wednesday, and that is the same time, 5 to 6, we have the best of all, and that is called leadership. I want to ask this question: who is not a leader in this place? Do we have anybody who is not a leader? Nobody. All of us happen to be leaders. And let me tell you, you lead in all spheres. You may be leading in your own home, you may be leading in your own job, you may be leading your peers. All the same, all of us are leaders. But this is the most exciting of all. We are live on BF Still Eagles team. This is both on Facebook and on YouTube. We have a channel for Facebook and we have a channel for YouTube. So if you want to follow us, you can also do this. You can also start a watch party, and your friends can also be sharing with you while you are seated here. But in case you don't even do that now, Facebook and YouTube records. So permanently you shall have that record. So when you get home, you can actually, in the comfort of your time, log in to BF Still Eagles team, and you are going to get all the presentations that we have done, including this one of today. That is how we do our business here. And this becomes our order of events every day, so that we help us to be able to grow farther and farther. This is the point today. I am here to just tell you about some inspiration to your mind. And I want to ask this question, that many of us go through life as if we are not the authors and the architects of our life. How do I mean? I mean like many of us go through life just the way it presents itself, not knowing that life has a way of presenting itself that may not be necessarily what you desire. And if you want to know, it is true. None of us anticipated Corona, but it happened anyway. Today I was listening to something when I was coming this way, and we were listening to something on a radio channel that we had tuned to. And they said a very interesting statement, that the scientists of the world are still amazed, they used the right word, puzzled, at how comes in Africa people are not dying from corona. Is that a good news? Yes. That they were saying before this happened, they said they are seeing bodies lying where? On the streets. But interestingly, it is puzzling everybody, how are we managing to come out of it and there are fewer deaths? And we can only say it is God's making. Maybe we have a different blessing that we may not know. But somehow my point is this: nobody anticipated corona to come, but it happened anyway, and life changed. How many of you had a tremor the other day, the day before, the night before today's? Who had the tremor? Ninyi mulilala tu. Ulisema ni kitanda inatingika. I heard there was a tremor. I didn't hear it as well. I heard about it. But other people are saying that it broke a few glasses wherever they were. But some things happen in life and you have no control over. And many of the things that happen you cannot do anything about. I have a friend of mine who is my neighbor. We agree we meet at 8 o'clock, and when I get to the place at 8 o'clock, they are calling me at 11. They told me they were stuck in a jam along Mlolongo up to 11 o'clock. Those are things which are sometimes beyond our control. But I want to tell you about one thing that is entirely dependent upon yourself. And that is the thing that lies in between your two ears. What do you call it in one word? What do you call it? What is it in between your two ears?
The mind.
Mind or brain? You can call it brain and you can also call it what? Mind. Either way, it still works for you. That is the only thing that I can tell you for free is directly responsible by yourself. What you do with it determines everything. How you go about it, it is the truth. I've loved a statement that we have continued reciting, and we recite it every day, even as we go home with my leader, Albert Kevent. And we say, as a man thinketh, so is he. The truth is, God never designed us to be working hard. He designed us to be thinking hard. Because in thinking, we connect with our actions. In thinking, we produce the result of our thinking by the actions that we take. Some of us will think lazily, and trust me, your actions will be the same. Some of us think actively, and the same will reflect. Some of us think competitively, and your actions will be the same. Some of us think jealously, and your actions will show it. Whatever you think and perceive here will reflect in your hands and what you do. So be careful of what you think, because somehow you may pretend, and we are able to call you a hypocrite. But we say this thing, that you must have the ability always to learn. And now this is the concept of it. The mind is subjected by learning. Now I'm going to talk about two types of learning. Number one, let me ask this. Let me play a game a bit. I want to ask a question. You know knowledge. You know knowledge. Do you know this? Where do we acquire it? Where do we acquire knowledge? Learning. Okay. Now let me come to the other one. Do you know this? What is that? Experience. And number three, let me add the last one so that I now ask you. That is called what? Wisdom. Question. Which comes first? Let me see whether you are a good student. What comes first? Anyone start? Tell me. Tell me your answer yourself. Yes.
Knowledge.
Knowledge comes first. Then what? Just because I wrote it like this doesn't Knowledge comes first, then? I want you to give me the order of the three. Like this? Knowledge, experience, wisdom. Is that how you agree? Do they come in that order? Yes.
I think it's wisdom first.
Wisdom first.
Yeah.
Then
knowledge, then experience.
Are you sure? That's a nice version. Another one? Who thinks differently? Knowledge, wisdom, and then experience. In the same order. So which is most important? Now let me come to that.
Wisdom.
Really? How many of you have it? Hamjafika hapo? How many of you have it? If it is the most important, then we are having the wrong thing. Which is the most important of these three? Let me try to make it clear. Where do we get this knowledge?
Experience.
By learning. How do we learn?
By experience.
How do we learn? I want us to now come to how do we learn. That's exactly where I was. How do we get knowledge?
Reading.
Reading. Number one, we can get it by what? Reading. Then another one?
Experience.
Experience.
Yes.
Okay. So experience also can teach us that. Yes.
Listening. Listening.
Listening. That's a nice one. Because again, that is how we get that. Another one?
Hearing.
Hearing and listening are different. Which other one?
Watching.
Watching.
Yes.
Visual. Yes. Actually, yes, we can do that. But how do you read without watching? I'll try to just be nice and write what you say. Which other way? Now let's even interrogate this further. What do you read for you to get knowledge?
Books.
Books. Are you sure it's only books? We read books. Which kind of books? Motivational books. You cannot read anything else.
Spiritual.
The Bible. That's a nice one. Another one? So Ila, which book do you read?
All of the ones that are.
Which one do you read?
As we speak,
Which one do you read? Are you reading now?
right now, I am reading The Science of Getting Rich.
The Science of Getting Rich by who?
It is by Wallace D. Wattles.
Okay. Now you see, she knows what she's reading. What are you reading yourself? What are you reading?
The richest man in Babylon.
The Richest Man in Babylon. By who?
Moses.
Huh?
Moses.
Moyes. Okay. Well, who else? What are you reading, sir?
I'm here to defend you.
You have not started. I like you for being honest. Yes. Making
Sense.
sense. Making sense or sense?
Making sense. Tengeneza pesa.
Kutengeneza pesa. And you are learning something. By who?
By shaking right.
By Washeke Duarte. That's even a local artist. A local author. Please subscribe to those books. Another one, anybody who is willing to share us what they are sharing right now.
I'm reading the Bible.
You are reading the Bible. Have you ever stopped reading it? How long have you been reading it?
I'm not even consistent.
So you are just reading it.
I do read most of the times I forget.
Sometimes you forget. The truth is this. One of the ways in which we learn is by doing what? Reading. And reading, truly be told, every person who is here went to school. And this is what we always believe, that when we went to school, the school gave us a pattern of thought. Last time, during Wednesday, Albert was explaining to you that the only thing that the school gives you is the ability to read and do what? And write. And that is true. But it also knows there is a majority of people who have followed school without thought. And that becomes to their detriment. When we went to school, most of us were reading to cram for exams. Truth. And when we were done with the exams, some of you who are adventurers like me, I remember during my day, when I finished Form 4, we had a big campfire. What were we burning? Books. Because we were tired of books, not knowing that those books, we did not need them for exams, we needed them for life. I want to introduce you to tell you this. If you are not reading, you are not growing. You may be a museum or an archive of information which is outdated. How do you read? Now there are people who will tell me they read the newspapers. Is it a good thing? Is it a good thing to read newspapers? You tell me, is it a good thing to read it, yes or no?
Yes.
It is a good thing. What do we get out of newspapers? News, yes, we get news. What else? Business, we can also get business. And what else? Sports. You can follow sports. But interestingly, I have one person whom I have always loved following. This guy is called Les Brown. And he says that when he was young, he was challenged. And nobody thought that he would amount to anything. And so one time he told himself and told the mother, I will not watch the news, I will not read the news until I am being read in the news. And trust you me, he worked his way up until one time he was on the TV. And his old mother called him on phone and said, come and watch yourself on the TV. And he said from there, he learned now to create the same. How many of you have gone to YouTube and have seen Les Brown? Have you done that?
Yes.
Does he speak to every one of us?
Yes.
Yes. And the problem is, some of them we do, and interestingly, the news that we call news may be gossip all the time. It's what happened previously, not what is happening now. It is not bad, but I don't tell myself I don't waste my energy and my money on it. Because I have better things to do. This is the principle that I have. Anything that helps you to grow positively, anything that helps you to grow, that you should read. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. If you read the Bible and it helps you to become a better person, read it. Don't read it because it's a requirement of your church. If you read any journal and it helps you to become better, then do so. But always ask yourself this question, is this thing making me better or is it increasing my frequency to better? That will help you. Now secondly, we learn through experience. Now what kind of experience? There are two kinds of experience. Experience number one is the experience of yourself. I love calling experience and relating it to something that I call, number one, what? Mistakes. And number two, success. Learn to learn from the mistakes of other people, of yourself. Learn to know that there are mistakes that you have made in life that have made you get the results that you have today. Some of them are indecision. Some of them are being fearful. Some of them are being timid in your own way. There are small mistakes that we do, and they have reached a point and they have ended up messing your life to this extent. Learn to learn from those mistakes. And every time ask yourself, what if I had done things better? And learn to improve yourself to do the things better. Because that is the point where everything else changes. Many a times it is better. I was listening to Jack Ma's story. Jack Ma says this. Jack Ma, you know Jack Ma? What did he donate to Kenya when we started COVID? About 25,000 kits of what? Testing for COVID. Jack Ma owns which company?
Alibaba.
Alibaba. And when Jack Ma gives his story, go and search it on Google. He talks about Bill Gates having taken his own job. And he was offended and very offended about him. And he kept saying that this man has actually taken my job. And he was bitter in his head. Not knowing that being bitter did not help him. This is the story he says. He says that he spent 9 years helping tourists who were coming into China to show them around. Not knowing that in those 9 years he was developing a large network. And by the time he began his business, he knew that he was beginning his business to fight against what Bill Gates had done. But interestingly today, he owns the largest of them in that shopping mall. That you can actually go to Alibaba and you can get everything in life. And the people whom he had taken on tours without a pay now became his networks. And that means something. That many a times, if we do not learn from our mistakes, he learned one mistake that most of us do. And now, can I show you this mistake? How many of you subscribe to this school? The school is called what? Complaining. You complain about everything. You complain, number one, you are born in the wrong home. Because actually you found yourself in abject poverty. You found yourself in the wrong side of town. You do not know how the other people succeed. You found yourself in a certain school and you are doing things differently. And all your life you learn this frequency called what? Complaining. And many of us complain about everything and everyone except ourselves. And let me tell you something. Complaining is the only attitude even God himself does not stand. Can I give you a good story about it? You know, somewhere in the Bible it's recorded about the children of Israel. Those children of Israel, God himself comes down to rescue them from Babylon. And when he does that, they come out and they are very happy. By the time they finish a few miles and they look back and they see the armies coming behind them, they start this sickness. It's called what? Complaining. And they start complaining about being left in the wilderness to die. And the next thing they are complaining about is not having meat. And the next thing they are complaining is not having water. And they are complaining about everything. God could not even stand that. Trust you me, they never even went to where they were promised to go. Because God cannot even stand it. And you want everybody else to stand and watch you do the what? Complain. Learn from your own mistakes and correct yourself. Now learn from also the mistakes of others. This is the truth. I had a problem with reading biographies. How many of you have read the biography of Michelle Obama? Anybody who has read the biography of Michelle Obama? Let me even come home. How many of you have read the biography of Wangari Maathai? It's there in the market. Interestingly, we should subscribe to some of these things. I came to understand something. If you read the book Richest Man in Babylon, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, he says you must learn how to get the mistakes and the lessons from other people. And that is why Napoleon Hill spends all his time studying 500 plus rich people, understanding what did they do and compiling that book. When you read that book, you are not reading Napoleon Hill, you are reading the experience from 500 people who have been successful. The mistakes that they made and the lessons that they did. And that can make you change the way you do. This is a saying that is always said. It is not important making a mistake, neither is it a crime. The crime is when you repeat the mistake knowingly. Kiswahili inasemanga aje? Purity. Kiswahili inasemanga aje kuhusu kosa? Kufanya kosa si kosa. Kurudia kosa ndio nini? Ndio kosa. In other words, some of us repeat the same mistakes that we find ourselves in. Can I give you some good scenario? Have you ever seen people who have parents who have divorced? And even themselves, they end up doing what? Divorcing. You have a parent or someone who is your peer or your influence, and they are drunkards, and you end up becoming a what? Just because they made the same mistake, it doesn't mean that it is your fate. It simply means life provides us a chance that you can learn from the experience and the mistakes of other people. Now learn to also learn the success of other people. My point is, I was studying learning, that your mind operates on the learning concept. Learning concept is not the school concept. It is a concept where you choose what goes into your mind. Every mistake that you study helps you to understand better. Let me give this story better. If you go to the Bible, do you see the story of a man called David? David decides that he wants a lady and she's very attracted to this lady. This lady is called who? Let me see whether you guys read the Bible. Bathsheba. And he says, bring for me that lady. She saw her bathing on the rooftop. And then that lady is brought to her. And this is what happened. He takes that lady and then goes ahead and kills the husband and then marries his wife. Is that a good thing? Why was it recorded? Why was it recorded in the Bible? Is it a good inspirational story that all of us should steal other people's wives and kill their husbands? So why was it recorded? For us to learn from the mistake that he made. In other words, there are books which have been written, and the Bible is one of them, which records the mistakes of other people, so that you do not make the same mistake and repeat it, justifying yourself. Unfortunately, now there are people who say, Solomon had how many wives? How many wives? 1,000. Actually, they say he had 700 plus 300 what? Concubines. And now they have the good justification to say, now I don't need one wife. How many do I need? Is that learning from it, or is it trying to emulate what is wrong? It is trying to emulate what is wrong. Never use the mistake of others to do the same thing that they have done, but use it to learn and grow. Now let me turn the coin and go to the success part. We have always said this, and I repeat it again today. You are a direct product of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. And if you have not thought it is true, look at the people you relate with. Do they dress better than you? Unaendanga soko pamoja Gikomba. Or if you go to a certain mall, you hang around together. What they eat, chances are, is what you eat. What they do is maybe what you do. If you are looking at 5 millionaires and you hang around them, you are the 6th one in the making. If you hang around 7 thieves or 5 thieves, what are you next? You are the 6th one. And trust me, they will not take you there by action, they will take you there by influence. Slowly by slowly, they will tell you, when we steal, you keep for us. In my language, we say, there is no thief, and the one who is looking at the thieves, whether any person is coming. How do we say it in Kikuyu? Can I say it in Kikuyu? Yes. In other words, thieves, when they are going to steal and then they leave you behind there because you don't want to steal, to look whether the police are coming, you are also an equal thief to them. Just because you did not go for the action itself does not mean you are not doing it. Learn from the mistakes of yourselves and the mistake of others. Learn to relate with the success of others and your successes as well. Now this is what I come to. Listening. Listening actually is the art. I have come to know the difference. That there is a big difference between listening and hearing. Question. Every woman who is in the house, what do you prefer your men to do to you, to listen or to hear?
Listen.
What's the difference?
Pay attention.
They pay attention when they are listening. And when they are hearing,
Just pass the noise.
it passes through one ear and goes through the next one. I have come to know that the reason why God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth is because He preferred you to listen more and talk less. Unfortunately, some of us have reversed the role. We talk more and listen less. Listening is an art by itself. Listening to a person is not necessarily hearing the words, it's also hearing the emotions and the feelings that they are talking. If I'm telling you how hungry I am, you should not only listen at my word hungry, you should also listen at the feeling which I have been going through. The reason why I'm hungry could be because I'm poor. The reason why I'm poor could be because I've done something. The reason could be because I'm sick. Listen and learn to listen plus the feelings that come with it. Many of us don't learn because we don't choose to listen. Now let me come to the Bible again. Again, just forgive me because I don't know any other book. I prefer the Bible. So can I use the Bible that I know?
Yes.
Faith comes by and hearing what? The Word of God. In other words, even faith by itself can only come by you hearing, and hearing well. And hearing is not an issue of one time, it's hearing severally. Sometimes you have to listen and listen well. Now let me say this one. This is a bit straight. Learn to listen to yourself. How many of you know this art? Learn to listen to who? Yes. To yourself. Listen to what you say to yourself. And this is what I remember on Wednesday. We had a talk here by Albert Gedendi, and he talked about this. He talks about self-talk. If you are reading the book Think and Grow Rich, this same thing is called their auto-suggestion. Auto-suggestion is what you speak to yourself, what you tell yourself, and how you tell yourself. Many of us look at ourselves in the mirror, and I like this, allow me to talk to ladies. And when ladies are dressing every morning, they will look at themselves, and then they will look at their meat and touch them like this and say, true or false? Why? That feeling disgusts you even more. Because when you look at yourself, you are not happy at how you look. And especially if it is protruding in front of you. I had a problem with a lady who kept being asked every time, are you pregnant? Can you imagine being asked whether you are pregnant for 2 years? Si hata wewe unasikia vibaya. And it starts wearing you down. But interestingly, what do you learn by telling yourself? This is what I should tell myself. That I am willing to do something to make myself better. When you are in the process of learning, you will learn to listen to yourself. And when you catch a negative feeling in yourself, please stop right there. And tell yourself it doesn't work. Now let me give you my story. I'm driving down with Dr. Albert Kebenji and we're coming to work. And I tell him something, and that day I'll never forget. And we are driving and we reach a point and I tell him, my business is not moving in the direction that I want it to go. And he brakes and stops right there. And this is what he tells me. That kind of frequency we don't relate in this car. Never ever tell yourself that you are not doing what you want to do. Because when you tell yourself that, actually you don't do. That is why you must live on the positive side of it. What is the positive side of it? Even when it is hard, tell yourself that you can still do it. Even when it is the end of the month and you have not hit it, just tell yourself, I can still go on. If I don't hit it now, I'll still hit it tomorrow. Just because you have not gotten where you want does not mean you will not get there. If you stay on the course, you eventually get there. But the point is, many of us have learned to listen to everybody in the world, except listening to who? Yourself. The best lesson that you can do, and the best learning that you can do, is learn to listen to your heart. Have you ever had those ideas which come to you when you are sleeping? Now this is what I learned. I learned it from motivational speakers. And this is what I learned, that one time I used to hear things in my night. I would feel something. And I would wake up and somehow it would go away by morning. And this is all I say. Never trust yourself to be a computer. Put a journal beside your bed. Journal or a book. And in this, put also a pen. Whenever you shall feel an inspiration, and at times you feel an idea come to your head, please wake up and do what? Write it down. Now I am used to doing this. I do talks and sometimes I write small papers like this to create my talk. But every time I came to realize in the house I had too many papers that I had everywhere. Until I learned a principle to write them in a book. And this is what I would suggest to you. Everything that you talk to yourself, learn to have a book for yourself. Open a book that you record yourself. Get a brilliant idea which comes today. And many of you, I love the way you come to talks. You come walking straight up with no notebook and with no pen. Because you believe that your mind is a computer that will record everything else. Learn to write notes and go down and record them. If you find an amazing statement in a day, go and sit down and listen to it. It will change the way your mind operates. It will change the way you think every time. Now let me come to this last one. Watching. This watching is very nice, but sometimes it is the worst of all. Observing. Actually, this is a land of art. And this one, I would also call it observation. Observation is the ability for you to be able to observe things that are around you. And many of us have very good sense of not observing. I was doing one time, I'm doing a test, and I remember we were taken down here. I was doing defensive driving. And so when I went for the defensive driving, I was particularly being trained by a diplomatic mission. And so we were taken down here on Bunyala Road. There are some cemeteries there. And the cemeteries are nicely arranged. Have you seen those cemeteries for the old army people? The American Army. And that cemetery is very nicely done with manicured garden. And we were taken there one time and told, now it is your time to do a test. And so this man comes and puts a pad of paper and a pen at the line where we were all standing. And then we were told that in between that line, because it's a straight line, we were told to run all the way up to the end and come back. And so we said, that's easy. So we took our heels and ran very quickly up to the end and then came back. And when we reached there, he gave each one of us, please pick the pen and the paper and write 10 names that you saw. Do you think I was concerned about the names? When he said run, I thought the test is about what? Running. So we were running very fast and not observing anything. And so when we came, I remember it's only one of us who got one name, and because it was the first name of the game. And do you know he's the only one who succeeded first? And the guy was very offended. And he says, this is how most of you even drive in life. You drive without observing anything that is around you. Unaonanga wale wanaendesha gari na ameangalia hivi. Hata kukiwa na askari hapa haoni. And that is how it is. Even you, chances are you are going through life and you never observe what is around us. You need to observe and see what are they. This is what I'll tell you. Opportunities will lurk around your corner. But you must have the observation eye for you to know where to find them. Opportunities will be all around you. But many of us have no observation eye. And so every time you do not learn, not because you do not want, but because you do not observe. Learn to observe around you. Learn to observe everything that surrounds you. And when you learn the art of observation, then everything changes. Could it be true that some of us have gone through life and now you are maybe 20, 30, going to your 40s and maybe you're even your 50s. But you have never observed how many things happen in life. How things should be done. Get offended by things that are done wrong by observing them and knowing how they are done wrong. Get happy about things which are done right and learn to do them better. That way you grow. That way you learn. And in between your ears will always be a gem of wisdom. This is what I would say finally. When you learn knowledge, somehow it has no ability to change you or do anything. It is only potential. That is why they say knowledge is power, but I say knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power. It is the application of knowledge that makes it power. You could have gone and gotten your graduates and degrees, but trust you me, you do not know as much. The use of that degree is what counts, and how do you become after that. So don't brag to people that I am knowledgeable. Knowledge is good only when applied. If you don't apply it, it is as good as useless. That is why if you ask which is the richest place in the world, we will tell you for sure it is the grave. That is where people died with all their degrees. That is where people died with all their knowledge. What are you doing with the knowledge that you have? The experience that you have accompanies you and makes sure that when this is added to this, the resultant is always sure that you get what? Wisdom. Wisdom is not acquired by just going through life. Otherwise, children should have it. When we look at the old and we say that this man is speaking from wisdom, he not only speaks from that, he speaks from a knowledge and from an experience. If I asked a lady here who is old, what is your experience about children? About how to bring up teenagers? Some of you do not have an idea what it takes. But she can stand and speak and say, I know what it takes. Because she has both what? Experience and what? Knowledge. To get what? Wisdom. Now let me come again to the last book, and that is my best book, the Bible. It says, seek after wisdom with everything that you've got. In other words, it doesn't say seek for knowledge with everything that you have. It says seek for what? Wisdom. Because seeking for wisdom is having this ability to read, experience, learn, and listen and observe. That, when you get it into your head, then take all the experiences of yourself and take all the experiences of others. You will end up being what? Wise. I just finished a whole 30 minutes of lecturing you on how to be wise. And the answer is in one thing: learn. This is what a motivational speaker in India says. Learn before you start doing what? Earning. Because the reverse is also dangerous. If you earn before you learn, that is why we see people behave differently. Have you seen people who have money but they don't have this? It's different. When you have the money and you don't have the brains, chances are we will sell by the kind of decisions you make. We will see the kind of things you do. Now let me ask you a question. If you are given between the money and the knowledge, which one would you take? Both. I said between, not If you are to choose between earning and learning, which one would you prefer? Which one would you prefer? Earning. Choose to know how to learn. This story is always told, and I love every time it is repeated, that even if all the world resources were shared equally, it would find its way back to the people who rightfully own it. The reason is because most of you, if you are given $1 million today each, you will go on a spending spree. You would not sleep until you have finished the what? The money. You would not rest until that money is finished. And then you start worrying, where do I get more? While the people who have learned the art of keeping the money, that is why, who you said that she's reading The Richest Man in Babylon? You are. Have you seen in that, which chapter are you in?
Well, I'm in a soft copy and looking for the same.
Okay. If you read that book and go and look for it, it's a fantastic book. It tells you the 5 secrets towards making a lean wallet. And it says the first secret is know how to save every cent. Number 2 is how to employ every cent. Most of us have savings, but they are never employed. They think by keeping them in the bank, they will grow rich. Trust me, nobody ever grew rich by saving. They grow rich by using their savings in employment which help them. And that is why the rich do not worry about spending. And this is the difference. Can I tell you the difference between the rich and the poor? They do not spend, then invest. The rich invest, then spend the balance. Do I tell you what the poor do? They spend, then invest the what? The balance. Do you think we will ever be the same? Until you are subscribed to learn. Learn to know how to invest fast and spend the balance. That is why you will see a millionaire driving a Mercedes Benz, but ask him if he has 2,000 shillings in pocket, he could not be happy. But he's still a what? A millionaire. Now ask a poor man whether he has that money, and chances are, does he have it? Yes. I was told something very interesting. There are some of us who are VIP. What does VIP mean? Very important. Very important what? People. But it could also mean very immensely poor. And some of us subscribe to that school. And while we try to feel very important, we could be actually very poor. And we are happy not to be there. This is the game. When you come to this company, we want to teach you not only how to make money, but we want to teach you how to learn and use it for your advantage. So we will be speaking things here which help you. The reason is it will help you in this business as it will help you in your life out there. When you go out there and try to relate and you have a spouse, please learn to listen to them and not to hear them. Learn to observe. When they dress smartly, please tell them, today you dress smartly. When they have cooked a good meal, please say, today you have cooked a good what? Meal. That way you learn how to go about this life. Teach your children a culture of reading. I'm happy that I have one daughter who has one biggest ability. He will tell you before you bring him anything else, he wants a book. And he started this habit way before. And every time she will tell you, please bring me this book and please bring me this book. If you look at her library, it's richer than my own library. While I thought I was buying storybooks, she's finer in English than anything else. So you can become everything that you want, and you can make everybody in your household become exactly that. Is this a good deal for us to learn? Yes. Have you learned something? Yes. What have you learned? What have you learned? You have learned how to learn? Yes. And you are learning now? Yes. Please go home and learn more. But above all things, make sure that you heal yourself of not learning. Because most of us will become museums very soon. Museums of old knowledge and old skills. But above all things, learn to become wise. Why? Wisdom is what plus what? Experience. Knowledge plus what? Experience. Knowledge is power, isn't it? Is knowledge power? It is potential power. Knowledge is only power when you use it to do something. And trust me, When you are graduating, they tell you, now we give you the
Power to lead.
power to do what? Nyinyi hata mtagraduate hapo. What do they tell you during the graduation? Hata nyinyi mnasikia kwa TV. I give you the power to and do what? And do all that appertains to that what? Degree. Meaning, not only that you have learnt it, but go out and do everything that appertains to that degree. If you stop right there, you will not get any knowledge in life. If you stop with that degree, it will never help you. Now this is it. There's a company here that does not require your degrees. And this company requires you to have the ability to do what? To learn. If you have the ability to learn, trust you me, you can fit in this company. Because this company only requires you to come with an open mind. And this is what I tell everybody else. Learn to shed every garbage that you have in your head. And when you come to a talk like this, have an open mind. Because we could tell you things which could help you change your life. And this is one of it. This company is called BF Suma, Bright Future Superior Unique Manufacturer of what? America. This is an acronym of two companies. One company begins in Hong Kong and makes pharmaceuticals. And the other company begins in the USA, Los Angeles, and is concerned about nutraceuticals. Nutraceuticals, simply put, is a food supplement. Pharmaceuticals is the medicine that all of us use on a day-to-day basis. The truth about it is this: none of them are competitors. They actually work together and complement each other. This is what I've always learned to say. In life, learn not to compete to be the best, but learn to compete to be the first. The first to change, the first to do, the first to improve, the first to learn. Not the first to become selfish, but the first to do the things that make better. And what nutraceuticals is to the pharmaceutical is that this one works from the body to help the body regenerate itself and become as original as it should be. Why? Because we understand a simple science. The science is like this: if you give your body what it needs, the body has no reason why it needs medicine. Socrates makes it better. And he says, learn to eat your food today as what? As medicine. Otherwise, tomorrow you may eat your medicine as what? As food. Noting the importance is this: when we started in life, our intention was that we should stay healthy. And every one of us is born to a health sphere until we start interfering with it. How do we interfere with it? There is something that is called lifestyle. Lifestyle is the changes of life that are inevitable. I'll tell you one. When we started in the Stone Age. In the Stone Age, people were old school. But in their old school, they still survived because they managed to go through life. Then we came to the Industrial Age. And in the Industrial Age, we now started depending on the industrial. And that is when people would go to look for livelihood in the industries. Those times, nobody would go to look for jobs in offices. They were going to mines and places to look for jobs in the industries. Then we moved from that one and we came to the information age. And before that, we are now looking for jobs in the industries or in the offices? The offices. Slowly by slowly, we have degenerated and lifestyle has changed. The way we used to live then and the way we live now are totally different. What is the difference? That in the lifestyle changes, many of us are making choices which are detrimental to ourselves. How do we do this? Because now, instead of choices which determine health, we make choices which actually prefer what? Wealth. Both are important, but both do not supplement one another. I will tell you this for free. If you lose your health, no amount of wealth can buy it back. So you have to learn to maintain your health at an optimum so that even when you get the wealth, you can actually keep it in a healthy body. I always give this story of a friend of mine who eats those things which are boiled and those things which are not fatted and salted. And the reason is because he may have the means, but never have the resource to take care of his own health. The point of lifestyle is this: the deviations in our choices have now been controlled by things we call what? Taste. And many people are no longer concerned about this thing we call nutrition. And that is why when you get people to buy things in the supermarket, they will buy based on their tastes. And advertisers know this. So they make you have a feeling of feel good, that this thing can actually make you look in a certain way. How many of you remember a certain time when there was an advert for cigarette, and they would picture a lady riding a bike and the hair flowing backwards, and everybody would feel like if you smoke, that becomes your lifestyle. Now let me even go further. There was a time when they would talk about something very strong as a lion. And when you take it, do you become strong as a lion or you become weaker than a lion? Weaker. But by the time you are going to take it, the feeling is you will become stronger like a what? Like a lion. But truth be told, advertisement has spoiled us, and now we follow our taste instead of our nutrition. Now this company comes up, and this company is measured in USA. And this is in the year about 2006. And their main interest is on food supplements that can help reverse the situation. How do they do this? They decide to focus on 4 main areas. One is wellness and health. In this area, they decide to take several categories of products, and that is what I'm going to just take here. Number 1, it takes immune health. The difference is this: we are in the COVID time, and the government has said something, that all of us should boost our what? Immunity. How do we do it? How do we boost our immunity? And they say, eat foods with a lot of vitamin C. And then in other circulars, they have also said that meal should also include what? Zinc. Have you seen those adverts running around? But the question has always been, how do I boost my what? Immunity. Now let me even make it worse complicated. How am I able to gauge my immunity? Am I able to know? You are not able to know. But I can tell very quickly. If your body has the ability to resist small infections and diseases, then you know that your immunity is what? Is good. But if your body ni wale watu ambao ukiona mtu hapa na homa, all of us will get it. Some of us will, some of us won't. And even the COVID itself is dependent upon how you are able to work with your body. Fortification of your body for immunity is something that you can do for a long time. You may not see the results now, but eventually you will reap from them. I have one old man who is down here, who is our downline, and that is Mr. Onyancha. Mr. Onyancha himself, who is our upline, comes and we go to his office with a friend of mine. And the friend of mine is as equally the age mate. And he asks him the question, how have you managed to stay this strong for this long? And he says this word, and he says, my immunity is strong. And this man gets surprised, and he says, does this supplement react with you? And he says, how do I know my immunity is strong? He says, they don't react with me. But for the last 4 years, I have never visited a doctor. And that will prove to you. Look at when was the last time you went to a doctor?
Last year.
Last year. And others? Is there people here who have gone to the doctors this year? Where? Muko sawa. You need to know that your immunity is there. And how can you do that? Now this company comes and realizes a product like this one. It's called Pure and Broken. Next week, on 20th, we're going to have a special meeting here, which is going to be focusing on the Pure and Broken only. And the reason is this, because it fortifies your immunity. Pure and Broken is made from a mushroom that is called Ganoderma. And Ganoderma, in the ancient Oriental Chinese medicine, they say that it is called the mushroom of immortality. The reason is this. In that mushroom, when people used to take it, they used to get better health results. How? Because they would resist the small opportunistic diseases. This company, realizing that, goes and looks for that mushroom, and it finds it in Brazil, in Peru, and in India, and patents that mushroom. And when they take the mushroom, they start by making it very nice, by refining it and breaking the spores, so that the powder itself, where the nutrients are, is now taken and put in a capsule format. The reason is, when you now take the capsules of pure and broken Ganoderma, you are taking pure concentrated mushroom, which has the ability of boosting your immunity and resistance against diseases. I give a lady who is one of my downlines, and she goes and does blood works. And when she does blood works, they tell her that your white blood cells are very low. And she comes and we put her on this. 2 months later, we tell her, go and do the same blood works. And when she counts, now the white blood cells, which were very low, now are on the higher side. Is that healing by itself? Yes. So immunity by itself is where we are even able to measure what is the level of it. Then why white blood cells? Because they are the ones which help you to fight these diseases. And this is the concept of this company, that when they deal with these immune boosters, they are able to help you to reverse those conditions of the body. Secondly, beyond there, we have others which are digestive, under the same health and wellness. Digestive is everything that deals from your mouth all the way down to your rectum. And the system's defects and malfunctions, these supplements help to reverse them. I can give you an example of one. We have one product here that we call Veggie Veggie. Veggie Veggie is actually 120 fermented fruits and vegetables. What do they do? When they go to your system, and this is how your colon will look like. I draw it like a snake because, again, I have come to understand. There could be compaction which happens on your colon. Every time you are passing waste, this happens to be going out. And many of us have ended up accumulating a lot of waste. And the waste is compacted in our colon. And if you know the colon in the stomach, it has this one, and it has the ascending one, and it has the descending one, which gets out to your rectum. Over time, on this space and on the vertical one, most of the time it compacts. And on the lower one is the highest compaction. And this compaction also now, the body has the ability of actually expanding. And the colon responds to how you do. The more you actually compact the waste in your stomach, the better it becomes for you outward. Because now you have what people call a public opinion. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Bad thing. But many of us now are on this and they don't know how to get rid of it. One of the things we give you is Veggie Veggie. It comes and chunks this waste, so that now this waste is able to be pushed out of the system and gets out. That way, you are able to enjoy your good health. That way, you are able to keep your digestive tract on optimum. Your body now is able to absorb from these areas all the nutrients that your body could achieve. And that becomes a winning game. Now I can even go further. You have your stomach right down here. A nice bulb that has an opening and an entry. And many of us do not know how bad the stomach can get. Every time you are about to eat your food, the body releases some gases right into the stomach, because it can sense the time that you are about to eat. Some of them come and corrode this wall, and before you know it, some of us have ulcers. Ulcers now come, and now you start being told, don't take certain foods. And this works against us. Now this company also, on the second hand, I will explain because I want to join these two, deals with things about weight management. And this is a story. And this is a true story for me because it has happened to me. At one point I was doing a business that is called medical tourism. And I would take people from here and take them all the way to India. And I would show them how they can get good treatment and how they can be helped. But most of them who I was actually working with are cancer patients, those people who are cancer patients, and many of them are trying to manage their what? Weight. And this one time I go and I decide now, I've taken several people and I've seen success results, and I decide to take my own cousin. So I take my cousin in the year 2017 And I go to India, and when they go to India, they look at him and say, we can do a surgery, and they call it bariatric surgery. If you Google this, you know the effect. The effect of bariatric surgery is this: they take the stomach and cut it, and then remove a piece, and then reduce the size. And then that helps you to manage your weight. What is the size of your stomach? How many liters?
1.
1 liter?
Yes.
Ni wangapi wako hapa wako na tumbo ya 1 liter? You don't know. I can give you a good test. Can you finish a bottle of 1 liter water? You can?
Yes.
That tells you your size. Now, can you finish 1.5?
Yes.
What is your size? Almost 1.5. And when we went, we realized like that time they measured his stomach and it was about 300 cl. And when they measured it, they said now we are going to do something on it. And what they did is this: they came and slashed a whole part of it and reduced it. What happened eventually, now he remains with about 100. And that young man up to then could not even take a drumstick and finish it. Akikula kamuguka kuku amefanya nini? Ameshiba. But over time, did I know that that is only a solution temporary? This started also growing back, because the body has the ability to expand even 30 times its size. So the more he ate the drumstick, the more now he started realizing he can finish a drumstick and a week. And before he realized it, when we were leaving the hospital after this surgery, he had actually lost 17 kgs in 7 days. By the time he was being discharged, 17 kilos were done what? Gone. Have you seen some of the most influential people, they do that? I can even tell you some of the artists do exactly this. To manage their weight, but it is not sustainable. So what can you do that is better? Now this company realizes and says, this we do not fight it because that is a medical side. But we say that we have a better system and we can work on your habits and create better habits. How do we do this? We put you on a 28-day program. Why 28? Because we have also learned from psychologists that if I do something repeatedly for over 21 days, it becomes a habit registered in my brain. And so we put you on a program. But because we also understand something else beyond there, that your body requires 3 things. 1, it requires diet. Number 2, it requires exercise. And it also requires what? Rest. If you give your body these 3 things, chances are it will be managed within the right weight. So what do? Our program in the BF Suma helps you to now come and address the diet part. How do we do this? We give you, number 1, a supplement that I talked about called Veggie. We understand that you could be carrying in your colon between 2 to 6 kilograms of waste. And if we start from there, it is a good starting point. So for the first 1 week of this program, we are easily cleaning your stomach, detoxifying, so that we remove every waste and allow the system to be efficient. The second week, I put you on a product that we call Probio 3. The reason for Probio 3, again now I'm introducing the good bacteria into your system. Why? So that every time you take your food, it breaks it down. And when the food is broken and now is able to pass out easily, without number 1 compacting and without number 2 blocking your peristalsis. So this one becomes now that your food and your colon is healthy. And this helps you to take care of things like ulcers. This helps you to take care of them. And now your duodenal or your peptic ulcers now no longer have a problem with you. And you can eat your food comfortably. Thirdly, we put you on a program, and this product, we call it Easy Slim. Tablets of herbal combination. And we use only herbs to make them. And now this Easy Slim goes to you, and you take 3 tablets before you eat. Why am I taking the 3 tablets? Because we have understood that your body has the ability to absorb 2 things, sugars and fats. And over time, if you are here yesterday for the training by Dr. Albert Gidenji, he explained and showed you that sugars are more dangerous in weight management than fats. But many of us major on the fats and not on the what? Sugars. But your body has the ability to break down everything in your body into sugars. And every sugar now converted back to fat. So when you take food, the body will be looking at making glucose for energy, so that it can function very well. So while it makes glucose, it has a range as well. Between the 2 range and 7, there it is comfortable. But when it goes up and higher than that, the body now converts everything else into triglycerides. And what this means is that fats start depositing on your body. The essence is this: sugars and fats are the worst enemy to weight management. So what do? By giving you this Easy Slim, we are actually putting you on a path where now this blocks the absorption of these sugars and fats, and then does something else. Triggers the body so that it burns what it has. And now you are able to shed a little bit of your weight. Now 28-day program goes on. And finally, I put you on another product here, and this product, we call it Elements. The reason is this: Elements now helps you to take care of your eating pattern and also to complete the digestive systems of the body. This way, it allows that, for example, we give you this product and tell you in the evening, take that one. So when you take it in the evening, now you do not have to eat any other supper. And while you are resting now at night, your body is able to get total what? Rest. Most of us go to sleep, but our bodies are still digesting. Most of us go to sleep, and our systems are still on. And by the time you wake up in the morning, you are both tired and you have not finished digestion. And before you know, the system is now malfunctioning from your stomach, from your weight, and everything else around it. Now this is the best story about it. When I come in December, I meet Albert Kedenji and I tell him, and he tells me this story in the same format, and tells me this company can help me deal with my weight. And at that time, I'm trying to struggle with a weight of about 117. I tell myself this is too much. The reason is, this 117 has not worked for me. I have tried the exercise, and many of us are here. You jog every morning, you do everything right. But you do not know that if you do not combine it in the right proportion with this, again, you may not get the results. And even when you get the results, if you miss the training again and the exercise, your body bounces back to the same weight. And when I take this product, now I am running very comfortably. I was 96. Now I am 92. Now I'm getting back and I'm at 96, and I put myself on another one. I'm now running again on Easy Slim. Because now I have learned the secret that I can gain and I can lose my weight appropriately. Now we have given ourselves a 1-month week challenge. Me and Albert, and we are running on that challenge to see how much weight we can lose on a certain combination that we are trying. Again, on what? On this product of this company. This works every time. But before you know the condition of your body, you will always do some things. And I love when Albert comes here, he tries to tell you some of the things we do. What are some of the things we do to lose weight? Ordinarily, hot water and lemon. And we have thought that that one will help to burn the what? The fat. But does it work? It doesn't work. It may give you a healthy gut, it may clean up. It is the same thing that is happening. Today I've had a very interesting one. All campers are saying, kuleni machungwa sana, corona inatoroka. But truth be told, wengine tumeambiwa tukule nini? Ndimu. And another one? Tukule ginger. Tutatorosha corona. But trust you me, some of those sciences are not proven even by yourself. But they have the idea of giving us a satisfaction of mind. So when we give you now this program, we are able to manage your weight, and we are able even to make you have the other one. That concept of this company is what we call anti-aging. Now I meet a very young man here the other day, and he came with his own wife, and they are within the ages of 28 to about 31. I could assess myself. And they asked me this question: you have a fantastic program for anti-aging. I tell them yes, and this product is called NMN. And they tell me now, how can we use it for our own advantage? And I start telling them something. That when you are aging, your body has the ability now to start wearing off. It wears off by usage and overusage. And some of your systems have a defect. If you look at it, you will have defects in the way now you see. And that is why most of us will start using what? Glasses. The reason we are using glasses is because your vision has been impaired over time. And what were you lacking? You are lacking in the food. How do you complement for it? The simple way which you can help yourself achieve better health is by using these products. The NMN will go to the nucleus of the cells and now be able to reverse the functions of your body. So that when you are now aging, now your cells remain healthy through all the way to the mitochondria. This is what happens. When you begin aging, and I love using the skin, your cells will start being deformed. And you will realize even your skin starts fading away and losing its grip. Because now you are no longer as firm as you used to be, and now your skin is wrinkly. That will only tell you that the function of the cells of the skin is fading away. When you feed your body nicely, and your cells regain back their health, now they can become nicely and rounded, and you are able to do this. The other day I gave a very simple example. And I was talking to somebody, and I was saying, are there some of you who take hot showers here? Say aye. You do?
Yes.
How does it feel to take a hot shower? In comparison to the cold one? Would you prefer the cold one in July or the hot one? The hot one. But interestingly, while we take our hot shower, we could also be working against our own what? Skin. Because some of us, like me, I think I love them when the water is very hot. So the more hot it is, now the body has some layer of collagen cells right below your skin. And this collagen, every time you use the hot water, you actually interfere with it. So before you are long, now you realize your skin is becoming rougher and is also becoming drier. Because you are actually killing that cells every other day. So what should we do? Should we stop hot water? Not necessarily. But make sure that your water is in a good temperature that responds with your body temperature. Because the hotter it is, the worse your what? Your skin. And little things like these are only embodied in our lifestyles. How we do our lifestyles determines what results we get. How do we stop our aging? We can only stop our aging by supplementing and making our bodies now go back to the original way. So why is there a need to supplement? Everybody needs to supplement because our lifestyles have been interfered with. Somebody told me this thing, and I want to repeat it as I move forward. And he says, if you say food supplements are the best, why don't you recommend me to the food itself? And I said, it's very good, and I want to recommend you to the food itself. But before I recommend you to the food, I want to ask you, is the food that you are taking safe? And we started interrogating. And I asked, how do we grow the food that we grow? Do we get the food by putting fertilizers in the soil? So we put fertilizers. And over and above the fertilizers, as the plants grow, now we have also introduced herbicides. And we have pesticides. And before you realize, by the time you are harvesting that, you are now have a concoction of both the plant that you grew and the chemicals that you have been using. And now even technology has not left us better. Now we have what we call genetically modified what? Foods. Do you know some of them? What are some of the genetically modified foods that we have? Any one of you who knows any? Bananas. Do you have genetically modified bananas? Yes. Maize. Rice. We have genetically modified rice. Ni wangapi wanakumbuka kulikuwa na story ya mchele ya plastic? Ilikuwa kweli? So we ate some plastics in our stomach. Another one? Tomatoes. Do we have tomatoes genetically modified? And now we have also now gone further and we have now what we call artificial growing environments. Artificial growing environments are like what? Greenhouses. Are food from greenhouses very safe? Again, they are induced, so to say. And by induction is that they create the environment there to be totally different. That is why if you walk into the greenhouse, is it hot or cold? Very hot. They create the environment and actually put the plants on drips so that they can multiply and get that one very quickly. And as I said, instead of thinking health, now they are thinking what? Wealth, and never concerned about you. I always love giving stories about some plants that I've seen. I walk into India sometime and I go to a place where they make cucumber. And this person is busy with an injection. And if you have seen cucumber and what do you call these brown things in your? They are brown, not brownish. Eggplant. I was looking for the name. How many of you have seen an eggplant? When it is growing, it is normally not as good as it is. And some of them have injected now with some liquids that they look at every plant that has grown, and if it is deformed in any way, they take that injection and they quickly inject into the products. And what happens is this now, the product now looks nice and mellow. And when you take it to the market, it fetches better price. So they are able to do that more often for any products, cucumber, gourgets, and those things which come out with very funny shapes. And now they are able to come to the market with very good shapes. Unfortunately, technology will not leave us without interfering with our health. So how can we take care of it? This company takes care by doing several things. Number one, they take all the natural products. They take them organic. And they also combine with herbs. And now this one provide all of them in a very high quality. How do they do this? The company has one plant in Hong Kong and 2 plants in USA. And that means that those ones which are in USA, they are all subjected to the FDA certification. So that every product that is produced is certified that it is actually a natural, organic, and herbal formulation that has no impact on the human health. And now secondly, when these products are brought into Kenya, they are also certified by our body called what? KEBS. And we are also having another certification by the PPB, which is Pharmacy and Poisons Board. That tells you that all the products that we make actually stand for what they mean. And this is the bottom line. The beauty about all our products is that they have no side effects. And they have no counter interactions with anything. You can take them as well as you take your food. And what do you get at the end of it? You are able to enjoy wellness and what? And health. Now let me go to the last category and I show you how does the business model work. And we have one we call personal care. This is it. Personal care is the everyday thing that we do on a daily basis. We bathe with what? With soap. And so this company makes some soap that is very nice. The soap has the ability actually to revamp you. I didn't know about this until I am with some 2 doctors of this company and we are doing a medical camp somewhere. And they say something very interesting and I go out and try it. Have you ever heard those people who have, especially men, who spend the day in socks? And when they remove their socks in the evening, what is the good thing that comes out? A very interesting smell. I never knew that if you use this thing, it changes all that. That you are now able to enjoy feet that does not have that smell after. When the doctor explained how it works, I came to know that it is true. All you need to do is take the soap and while you are washing your feet, measure even also on the middle of the shoes. And it helps to deal even with the infections of the feet. And now when you even take off your shoes, you have a better smelling feet instead of the embarrassing one that we have. And I came to understand something, that the soap actually works with your skin and with your body to make you better. I love the story I heard yesterday. Did I hear somebody say that nowadays we don't need deodorants?
Yes.
You are the one? Yes. What happened? After you started using the soap, something changed. Now you don't need a what? A deodorant. The soap has a fantastic smell. And every person whom I have actually introduced it to comes for the second one. because it works with your skin. If you have eczema and acne, that goes away very quickly because now the skin is able to heal very well. We have a toothpaste that works fantastic. It's called Dr. TS. Dr. TS repairs sensitive teeth, bleeding gums, and actually the problems you have with your teeth now becomes sorted. If you have sensitive teeth, now that becomes a thing of the past. What does these products do? These products help our personal living, daily living, to become more comfortable. Now, by public demand, there has been a request that we do a demonstration on this product. This product is called PureWell. And on Monday, this coming Monday, we are going to have a demo here. And we are going to show you how do we fit the PureWell water filter. But I can explain it very brief. PureWell water filter works with your tap. It is installed at the point of your tap and filters the water that comes through. The reason is this. The water that we bring into our taps is either adulterated by the tanks where we got them from or by the distribution where we got it from. If it is none of those, then it is the source where we get it from. If you look at people who are living in many of the Nairobi suburbs, and that is where we happen to be, our water comes from where? Boreholes. Is the water in boreholes very tasty? Some of them are not very tasty. Unless you are on the red soil sphere, where the rocks are actually aligned very nicely. But if you are in some places that I know, like now if I start from Karen, Utawala, Kitengela, that whole bed, all the way around up to Ruiru, you will realize that the water there doesn't taste as good as it should. But the reason is, this product actually put in your tap helps even improve the taste of your water. It actually then helps to stop some things. It stops dust, bacteria, rust, algae, palantoids, everything that comes into your tap. How does it do that? It has a small ceramic filter, and the ceramic filter will be placed there so that it has even a glass cover, so that you can actually see everything that is arrested there. And what can you do? After every 1 week or so, as the filter gets dirty, you can remove it and wash it and return it back into your filter. And the gadget can stay for as long as you keep it safe. And the filter you can now keep changing every 2-3 months depending on the water that you are filtering. What is the effect? The effect is this. Most of us have cheated ourselves that we buy purified water. But buying purified water for drinking only takes care of 20%. But 80% remains still exposed. How is it? Because how many of you boil rice with bottled water? You're not there. How many of you brush teeth with bottled water? How many of you cook ugali with bottled water? You realize that the usages that we have beyond drinking are the majority. While we expose ourselves on those, we do not take care of ourselves on the 20. You may take bottled water, but as long as you are cooking on the other one, you are still dirty. I'll explain it in an easier way. If you boil rice, rust, will it go away? It only becomes boiled rust. What if you boil dust? Inabadilika. It is still dust, and it is well boiled. So trust you me, even the old ancient way of boiling water is not as safe as we say it is. Because if there are impurities there are some impurities which will not die by boiling. So why this gadget? This gadget helps you to deal with your daily living. And you don't want to miss on Monday. On Monday we will have this show going up here. We will have 2 people helping us to understand how do we install it, how do we use it, what are the benefits. And so to Monday I want to give you a date on that. Now what we have identified is this. Bottom line, this company is interested with your wellness. And the reason is this. They want to deal with your health and wellness. They want to deal with your weight management. They want to deal with anti-aging. And they want to deal with personal care. They have a whole range of products that can help deal with these situations. Now this is a deal. Many people will ask, so what does that have to do with why we came here? Now that is where I am coming to, so that I explain to you what is the relationship between this product, your health, and also your wealth. How can you be able to turn around events in your life using this product? And this is the most fantastic part. I come in December and Albert meets me and tells me this can also be a good opportunity for you to make money. And I tell him all my life, I have never been employed since I think over 2007. And I've been working out my way through businesses. So I've been opening businesses of various kinds and doing all kinds of things. But little did I know that most of you, I know some of you have subscribed to this. Are you here and you have ever subscribed to a sole proprietorship? Say aye. Are there people also here who subscribe to a job? If you are here and you subscribe either to a what? To a job. And you will realize that the job will only limit you to what the employer can be able to give you. So you cannot grow beyond that. And it is a good thing in the meantime. But we provide you another solution that you can also be able to make something that we call a passive what? Income. And this place can give you an opportunity where you can actually make another source of money while you do what you do. And this is the easiest deal. If you subscribe to a sole proprietorship like I did, most of the businesses actually depend directly on yourself. When you are not there, the business is not there. When you are sick, the business is sick. When you are motivated to do more, the business is doing more. But I came to understand that there is a better model that I have never thought about, and this model is actually called network marketing. Now, many people have subscribed to this network marketing, and some people call it MLM. If you go to the market, it has very many names. There are people who think that it is not a true business. But I'm here to tell you that I have worked on it and I have realized that it is true. Right now, as we speak, ever since in the UK, this course started being taught in 1931 as a course. And in the universities in the US and in the UK, it is taught as a particular course on marketing. Unfortunately, it has not reached our end. So we are learning slowly on how to do it. But we have said like this, many of the people who have heard about network marketing have had negative notions. And I've said, it is a business of selling. And we say, yes, it is true. Because it also entails the concept of what? Marketing. But it is a little bit different from what you are used to. This is how it is. In the conventional marketing, we have the consumer buying the products from the what? Manufacturer. And while he buys the products from the manufacturer, there will be people in the process who make money. And what are some, before a product moves from here to the consumer, who are the people that it passes through? There will be a distributor. The distributor will be taking the products from the manufacturer in bulk, so that it goes up. Then there's who else? Wholesalers. These ones will deposit much more. And then there'll be also a what? A retailer. And then another one? Will there be others? Is there an advertiser? Who helps to advertise? Is there also maybe a transporter? And I came to realize the truth. Actually, I was looking at it this way. The other day, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he gave me a story about our company that makes alcohol in Kenya. And when that company one time decided, because it did not want to own a lot of the infrastructure, so they sold all the vehicles that they had. And then they sub-rented into a transporters. And nowadays, they have a big company which does the transportation of the products from the company to wherever the persons who are distributing. And this is what happens. When the product leaves here, and for example, it costs 15 shillings. Let me use a good example of bread. And your bread here costs 15 shillings to manufacture it. And you reach to the shop, how much do you buy the same bread? 50. What has changed? Price only. And you realize, why did the price change? It is because in the process, there were people who must be compensated, the distributor, the wholesaler, retailer, advertiser, and the transporter. All these people had to benefit from this price. Who pays the price? The consumer. So the consumer gets the last value, but gets the worst price. And everybody here benefits out of the system. Now, network marketing realizes that this process is important, but not only useful. So they decide, now they want to link you directly. So they come and put you here. Actually, I think I want to draw it differently today. I want to draw it a bit separate so that I can be able to allocate this. So this is you. And now they come and tell you now, we want to link you directly with the company. And the company is called BF Suma. Now this company does the manufacturing. It manufactures the supplements, it makes them, and also allows you now to be able to enjoy them. But because the company needs to move the product and market them in the market, then they have to use a system because they don't like this system. So they decide to eliminate everyone in this system and replace this system with one person, and this person is called the what? Distributor. But unlike the distributor in this network, this distributor is slightly different. Why? Because this distributor is being empowered, number one, to use the product himself. So we are actually making the product so that the person who enrolls as a distributor enjoys the benefit of doing what? Using. You came here and we have talked about some of the supplements. And I've talked about Pure and Broken, which helps to boost your immunity. And you realize that you are one of those people who have compromised immunities or high. And so you want to use these products. We would encourage you and tell you, please come and join and become a distributor of this company. And maybe you would ask, what is the benefit of me being a distributor to use the product? The benefit is like this. Every time you are a distributor and you use, you will buy all products at a what? Discount. Is that a good deal to enjoy? Yes, because the company provides two prices. Price number one is for retail, and price number two is for distributors. So if you come and you want to use the products on retail, I, as the person who is selling, will have you in this chain and I will sell to you at retail prices. And the beauty about retail prices is different, because at this one I will be able to make a what? A profit. Now, business number two is that this company says that the same distributor should be able to recommend the products. This is the point we understand. The company understands that every person has a network of people that they know. And that network, we cannot reach that network as a company. So who can reach that network best? Yourself. So the company chooses to empower this distributor so that this distributor is able to reach the networks by recommending the products. Number three, we say you can also take the products and actually do what? Sell them. Have you realized that if you recommend and you sell, then you can also be able to enjoy what we said up there, what? Profits. And our profits are good. Actually, our profits range between 20 up to 30%. The other day I'm walking down the street and I see masks being sold. How much are masks being sold today? 20 bob. And I asked myself, if they are being sold 20 bob, this person who is selling must be making a profit. Then they must be getting it at a cheaper price than what? 20. When we started COVID, how much was masks? 100 and 150, isn't it? Then they came down, and now they have reached what? 20. Do you think they will go lower?
Yes.
They might. Because when they find themselves flooded in the market, chances are the prices will go down. But this is what happens. In this company, we are looking at you recommending and selling to the people that you know because your networks are enormous. Now I want to use the name of one person here that I can use as a demo. The name of a person who is a visitor today for the first time. If you are here for the first time, give me your name, I can use it. Anyone? Samuel. Now that is my name. I know most of people have never known that that is my name. Is yours with a U or with a W? With a U. So we share a name, so you have to join this business because courtesy of my name. But this is the point. Someone comes and joins this business and asks himself, what shall I benefit from this business? Number one, we tell him that in this business you will get very good quality products. These products will help you improve your health. Secondly, we tell him there is this opportunity that you can make money. And how can you be able to make money? And she says the first benefit is through what? Profits. If you take the products of this company and sell them out there in the market or recommend them to a friend or a relative, you make money. But that's not all. The company also allows you that you are able to enjoy another benefit, and this one is called a what? Bonus. Now the question, why pay me a bonus? The reason why the company is paying you a bonus is because the company does not use any other distribution channel except using you as a distributor. So while you are using the products and recommending them and selling them, the company expands the network of coverage. Why is it called multi-level marketing? It is called multi-level marketing because when you come, we tell you, Samuel, it is good for you to do business. But if you had 5 people in your network doing the same thing that you are doing, then we would have more people doing the same. So we teach you, Samuel, and tell you, go find 5 people like you. People who are interested in the 3 things that we say. People who are interested to use the products, recommend them, and do what? Sell. So we tell you, find 5 people. And those 5 people, we will also teach them the same concept and tell them, we also get how many? 5. The question comes, why 5? Because that is the company structure. The company prefers that only 5 people get affiliated to you. Why? Because we would not want only you to be the only beneficiary. What if I have a 6th person? Where will I do? This person, Samuel, you will take the person and put them right here under this one. That means everyone in this network will have a fair chance of growth. Even this one, when he gets a 6th person, he will not put upwards, he can only put downwards right here on below someone. And at that point, we will refer to you with a nice word and we will call you a what? Sponsor. Meaning, you have actually introduced that person into the business, but you have placed them under this person whom we refer to as a what? Upline. So you may have placed them there under that person. That means the business that this person shall do shall benefit this one as it benefits who? Someone. So everybody in that channel will continue benefiting. Can you continue adding? Yes, you can. You can even put a 3rd one and put them down here, way below here. But does Samuel benefit from this one? Yes. Samuel will benefit from the business done by this one, although that business will pass through this one and this one to get to who? To Samuel. And that is the beauty about network marketing. It operates on different levels but benefits everyone on that level. That is the only difference that makes this different from the conventional way of doing business. Now this is what happens. When Samuel brings this person, they will introduce them into the business and they will also be doing the same that they are doing. Business of network marketing is simply duplication. It is a principle of duplication where you take your efforts and duplicate them to other people. What are we having at the end of it? We are having a generation of people who are users of the products of this company. That means the company's products are used as long as the distributors are distributing them down. The company will not stock our products in any supermarket, in any chemist. Unless even in that chemist, the person who owns the chemist or runs the chemist is a distributor. So that they can be able to dispense them well. Now this is the benefit. Now the company wants to pay you a bonus, but how shall it be able to do that? The company will only be able to pay you by using 2 parameters. Number 1, what is the rank that you have? And number 2, the company will look at what volumes of business are you able to move. Now the volumes and the rank are dependent upon one thing. And this is this duplication. How well you do this duplication determines it. Because we don't want it to be one person show. Now this is what happens. If you want to come to this company and you want to join it, we will ask you to pay something very small, and this is $50 US. And that is about approximately how much? 5,000 Kenya shillings. These 5,000 Kenya shillings allows you the privilege now of becoming a fully fledged distributor in this company. How will it do? What is the use of this one? Now we will take 2,100 Kenya shillings, and in this 2,100 Kenya shillings, we will call it registration fee. This registration fee will entitle you to several things. Number one, we will give you something that we call a pin. Have you seen everybody branded like this? This is the company pin. The company invests in you to brand you to represent, to become a distributor of which company? BFSU. So this becomes your emblem of identification, that anybody looking at you can now tell that you are a distributor. If you look around the room, can you tell who are distributors now? Very easily. And some of them who are distributors and don't wear their badges, I doubt which company you represent. But this is the point. Once they give you a pin, they also give you a card. Now the card will have a number. Anyone who has a card, please help me with your card. If you have a card, please lift it up. I would want to show our distributors. I have some people there. These cards look like ATMs. Just lift up one from the front here. Anyone who has it? Yes, this one. If you look at this card, it has behind, flip it on the other side, it will have the BF Suma name. And on the back side, you can be able to put your name. The name will be written there and it will have a number down there. That number becomes your account number in BF Suma. So the account will be identifying this person and relating him to that number. And in Kenya, our numbers start with KE and then they will have some 6-digit numbers. Those numbers now will be your identity in this company. Then something else will happen. If you are in Uganda, they will have another one which is written UT. You will go to Nigeria and they'll have another one written NG. Meaning that this company is not only represented in Kenya, but is represented in approximately 15 plus countries. We were 15 until we introduced another one in April, South Africa. And now we have a branch also in South Africa. And we are continuing to open networks in other countries. This month, actually the beginning of this month, we opened another network in Liberia. Through this team, now we also have a group in Liberia. We have another team that is coming up in Zimbabwe. So these networks keep growing and the countries keep increasing. Because we keep growing every day. Now this is the deal. That the company says, after it gives you this, now it also gives you an ability to track your business. Their tracking is affiliated to that number. Now you will take your KE number and with this number you can log on to the company website. You can log on to the company pages and you are able to check what is your business. What will be in your account? In your account will be details about all the products that you have bought. In your account will be all the networks that you have developed or people who you have put into the system. And this will be the basis of which the company will compensate you. So then something else, the company gives you a lot of literature. And this literature helps you now to be able to understand everything that we said about this company. What is the origin of the company? What are the products that we have? Do we have a yellow book? Somebody lift up your yellow book. This yellow book here, and if you look at it round, you will see the distributors with it. We carry it like a Bible. Why? Because it is the catalog of the company. In there are photos about all our products and descriptions of what they do. So that now you are actually working with the information in your hand, so that you can be able to explain to any person. Finally, the company will also give you a few samples for testing. This will be enabling you to have an experience of some of the products. Like now, right now, we are having some of the key products. Did you remember me talking about Elements? And I said that Elements is a meal replacement. So we are giving you actually about 4 sachets of it. Why? So that you go and have an experience of it. Once you know it, now you can talk about it. Now this is the point. This money now has the other side, 2,900 of it remains. And we say the company is very keen about what to do with this money. It says we would rather have you take products which can benefit you. And since you do not understand the products of the company actually gives a recommendation and says we can give you the first one which costs 2,250 and we call it Constirilax. Now what is Constirilax? Constirilax is this product here. This product right here is called Constirilax. It is a tablet, it is a solution which has about 30 sachets. These 30 sachets are actually a solution which helps to deal with the constipation and cleansing of your gut. So it goes into your system, and every morning we tell you take that one before your meals. And what happens is now your gut starts getting clean. And it can clean and remove all the toxins in your stomach, so that now even if you are to take other supplements, now you are able to have a better way of taking the supplement. We also introduce you some of the personal care. We give you a soap and we give you a toothpaste, and the cost will be like, for the toothpaste we charge you $450, for the soap we charge you $180, and all this money will be over. And at the end of the day, you go home with all those products. Question: when this company takes the 5,000 shillings, who benefits most, the company or yourself? Yourself. The concept is, the company is not taking the money for itself, it's taking the money to empower you as a distributor. So that now after you have joined the company, you are a distributor who is empowered to do business. But now beyond there, the company also now awards you something that we call PV. Now what is PV? PV is called a performance volume or a purchase value. This is the point. Did I talk about a product called Constirilax? This Constirilax in Kenya costs how much? 2,200 and what? And 50. But that is the price in Kenya. But you remember we said that we also have networks in how many countries? 15 plus. That means the currencies will be different in all countries. But the company has chosen that instead of dealing with currencies, we shall deal with performance volume, what we now call PV. And this is the simple formula for your understanding. If you need 1 PV, it is approximately, and I repeat the word approximately, to $1, which is approximately again to 100 Kenya shillings. This is just a standard of measuring to know that all products are standardized. So that if everybody in Nigeria was to buy the same Constirilax, and people in Uganda the same Constirilax, they will have the same PVs in the system. So everybody in the system, wherever they are in whatever country, will be paid on the same rate. And that makes all the business sense. So all our business, the volume of our business will be measured in what? PVs. And that is the language that you will hear most in this company. And the other language you will hear is about sponsor and upline. But that is the language of business, which helps us to move the network marketing. Now this is the deal. If you buy these products, approximately 2,900, it will give you approximately 25 PVs. I'm saying approximately. And that 25 PVs now becomes the initial that you start with. Now you can also begin differently. You can also begin with 100 PV, which is the equivalent of 100 PV. Now that you know the formula. How much is 100 PV?
10,000.
How much is it? If 1 PV is equal to 100, 100 PVs is equal to what? 10,000. And you can also begin with 300 PVs. Approximately 30,000. And that tells you something. In this company, all this money that we are spending will only have one constant factor. The 2,100 will be constant. And then we will tell you the minimum is you can buy any product from 20 PV and above. You can buy. Now, how will I buy products worth 300,000? Because some of you know of a person who has arthritis and they want to help them deal with arthritis. So what can we tell you? We tell you that in our bone and joint category, we have a product that is called Zaminocal. Zaminocal is a good calcium content that helps deal with your bone deficiency. So we can actually give you this calcium, and if we combine it with another product that we call Arthro Extra, it will go and introduce glucosamine into the body. And now the inflammation of the arthritis now goes away. That means that person can recover from arthritis because of using this supplement. And now you know your mother who is suffering from it. So you can actually buy those products here and take to your mother. So that can account for your 300, 100, or even 1,000 PVs. That also tells you everybody can join at the point of their ability. But the minimum that we tell ourselves is 5,000 Kenya shillings. That allows you to be put into the system. Now this is the point. If Samuel knows people, he would be knowing person A, B, C, and D. All these people have varied needs. So every one of them will join at a different level. And this person can join at 300 PVs, just the same way Samuel would have joined at 25 PV. Another one can join at 100. Another one can join at 1800. Another one can join at 10. Is it possible to join at 10? Why? Because the minimum is what? 20 PV. So if you come and join at 10 PV, the company will not activate your account. So the best we can do is this person can maybe join at 100. And another one can even join at 500. And when it comes now to the end of the month, the company will assess the business of every person in this company using the PVs that they did. So for this one, he will have done 1,800 PVs. For this one, we'll have done 100 PVs. But question, how much will Samuel have done? Samuel will have done this 25 that he bought for himself, plus every PV that has been done by anybody who is in the network of Samuel. And this is how the company will get. It will take all this business and actually accrue it to who? To Samuel. So can we get the total for Samuel? So Samuel will have 25 plus, let me start from here, 300 plus 1, 400 plus this, 400 plus 18, 2200 plus 1, 25 plus this, 3,000 plus this, 3,000 and what? 25. I can see some people removing their calculators. Is that how bad we are in mathematics? But that tells you something. That the business that now Samuel is being credited with, did he do it alone? It is what he did himself plus the what? The team. Network marketing recognizes your effort and adds it together with everybody whom you introduced into the company. This is the simple thinking of the company. That were it not for Samuel, person C would not have known about this company and maybe would not have done business with us. So the reason why they want to reward Samuel, they will reward Samuel for his effort and also reward Samuel for the effort of person C. How will that work? Because this is how it works. Now we will be able to have a rank for you so that you can be able to go up the rank. Because I said two things. The company uses to gauge rank and what? Volumes. So for you to join this company, you can join as a 2-star, a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, 6-star, 7-star. Again, why stars? Because that is how the company has designed it. They have said that they will call this rank in stars. And when you get to 7-star, they even give you a new title and they call you a what? A leader. Why call me a leader? Because every time when you are developing that, you are developing a team. Placed under yourself and you become the leader. So this is what happened. Now we start measuring on the volume of business. And the volume will always be measured in what? PV. And now the difference about these PVs is this. All our PVs are calculated on cumulation. That means from the day you join this business as Samuel, the first PVs that you did of 25, you will never lose them. They will continuously be added upon. And now you have done business together with your team and now it is at 3,025. It can only enable you to go up the rank and get better bonus. And this is the deal. If you are a 2-star, it means you are doing business between 20, and that is the minimum, up to 299 PV. That tells you that it is business worth about 2,000 shillings to about 29,000, almost 30,000. If you are a 3-star, then you are doing business between 300 PV up to about 999. And the same for this is about 1,000 up to 499. This one is about 5 up to 799. This is about 8,000 to 11,999, and this is equal to or above 12,000 PV. I'll tell you something about this. If you are doing business worth 12,000 PVs, that is approximately how much in Kenya shillings? 1.2 million. Have you done it alone? No, you have not. You have done it yourself together with a what? With a team. Now this also determines what is going to be your bonus on a monthly basis. Because the company now will look at what rank you are and what volume you have done. So the first one, if you are a 2-star, they will pay you at 5%, then 9%, then 13%, 17%, 22%, and finally 28%, which is the highest earning level for this company. But when you are being paid bonus, the highest you can be paid is what? 28%. And these ranks now determine where you place your business. Now let me try and assess this a bit. Let me ask ourselves a question. What rank is Samuel when he joined this business? He did 25 PVs. What rank is that? 2-star. What percentage was he supposed to be paid at? 5%. Now you are understanding. What rank is this person? Person C? 4-star. What percentage? 13. What is rank is this person? 3-star. At what percent? 9%. And what rank is this one here? This is a 2-star, isn't it? This one is a 2-star. And this one is a 3-star. That tells you in your team you could have people who are in different ranks. And also you could have people who are on the same rank as yourself. The difference is this. When it comes to compensation, that makes all the difference. So this is the deal. The company has a policy that it pays from down going what? Upwards. And this makes all the difference between what you do pyramid schemes and this one. In multi-level marketing, we will pay you on different levels depending on your rank and volume. But in pyramids, the people who are on top benefit below the people who are below. The masses will lose, but the people at the top benefit. In this company, it is the other way around. The people at the below have to be paid first. Now, I want to remove one myth that has been there. Many people say that in network marketing, when you join the networks, you are working for the persons on top of you. But let me tell you something. When you are here, you are actually working for yourself. And this is the proof. When this person is to be paid at the end of the month, what percentage will they be paid? Let me interrogate person C. How much will they be paid? At what percent? 13%. But question, what rank is Samuel now? 4-star. Paid at 13%. So what can we pay Samuel for introducing person C into the business? And you will find here it is what? 13. So 13 minus 13 is what? 0. But that sounds very bad. Let me show you another one. If it is person A and he is being compensated, what percentage are they being paid at? 9%, isn't it? And Samuel will be paid at 13. So what is the difference between the two of these? 4%. And that tells you the first thing on person A, now the company will be paying Samuel 13%. But they have to pay person A 9%. Who will get paid first? Person A. The company will pay from below first and remove that from the person who is on top. That means you cannot gain unfairly from the person below you. Every person who works gets paid for their compensation. Now this is the scenario here. If this person, Samuel, is going to be paid 0, why is he paid 0? Because this person, between Samuel and this person, who worked? This person, C. Person C actually did the work. But Samuel was supposed to be paid for introducing this person into the system. The reason is this. We would only encourage Samuel at this level to become higher than the people he's leading. If he was a 6-star, how much would he be paid at? 22%. So how much would be the difference? Minus 13. So he would be paid depending on the rank he is in. But when you are sharing a rank between yourself and the person below you, the person below you gets paid first. And this is the truth about this company. When I come to this company the first day, I get paid 424. I love talking about my story because this is the only way I know. I got paid a 3-digit figure, 424. It looked very discouraging. That was January this year. And I told myself, how can I be paid 424 for a whole labor of month? But in between the same month, I had made numerous profits through my sales. And everything that I was selling, the company does not ask you for that money. It actually keeps the money for you. So that when you sell the product out there, you are the one who keeps the money. The company will only pay you bonus at the end of the money, over and above the profits you've earned. So the 424 looked very discouraging. I asked myself, is this worth me doing the business? But I told myself two things. Number one, you have to subscribe that success is not an event. Success is a what? A process. Know this for sure. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You don't come here today and we tell you tomorrow you'll be rich. We tell you this, that when you come here and put your effort into it, you can become rich. And you can do that through a process. And we also say something else, that the process here involves you doing something. And what is that? Build. What are you supposed to be building? You are supposed to be building networks. Because we have come to understand in conclusion that the secret to this business is very simple. It is what? Many people. This is the secret to this business. Why is it the secret? It is a secret because what one person can do, 5 people can do in a better way. What 5 people can do, 25 people can multiply the same effect. And this is the principle about life. If you have come to life and you are not multiplying, trust me, you are dying. This is the principle that is always said. If you are not growing, then you are doing what? Dying. And that is the business of network marketing. It is what a vehicle that allows you the ability to build, the ability to grow using many people in your network. Now people ask me this question. I don't have very many people that I know, but I tell you, you have more than enough. If you look at your phone, chances are there is nobody here who has less than 100 names. That tells you you have networks that you influence. Again, if you look in your own home, it is a product of networks. Can I tell you how? Your father and your mother came together and developed their network and gave birth to you. So you are a product of a what? A network. If you are here and you are a Christian, you are also a product of a network. True or false? Because when Jesus came, he recruited how many people? 12. And he called them what? I had distributors. Because he recruited these 12 people and told them, follow me and I will make you fishers of what? Men. In other words, you impact other people, you impact them and you bring them to the business where we are. And while he was preaching, he also had these people in mind who went out to multiply and become more. That is why you and I could be Christians for today. Because networks keep growing as long as you work them out. Because networks will only stop when you stop working. When I got paid this much, I got discouraged. But I told myself I will subscribe to the process until I make it. The next month, February, I get paid 3,800. Is that a better one? Yes. Which is better, the 3.8 or the 424? The 3.8, because I told myself, I now started looking at it this way. This was a 3 digit, the next one is a what? 4 digit. And I started focusing my attention there. And immediately after that, I got myself paid down here. I was at 6 at that time and they paid me 12,000 shillings. How many digits are those? I started realizing a pattern. And I told myself, if the pattern is real, then I can also make a goal in life. Now let me tell you a secret in life. The reason why most of us have not achieved any results is because we have been daydreaming and daywalking through life. How is that? Because most of us don't set targets for ourselves and tell ourselves what is the target for my life. And this is what I said for myself. I told myself that this company, by the December of 2015 of this year, 2020, I want this company to be paying me anything above 1 million Kenya what? Shillings. How many digits are these? 7. If I got 3 and I got 4 and I got 5, do you think 7 is possible? Yes, it is. And this is what they did to me, to influence my mind. They came and brought me here. Albert took me down here in January this year and took me to a lady here. She's called Susan Onyancha. Susan Onyancha is a distributor of this company, just like all of us are. And when I went to Susan Onyancha, this is what I was told. I was told that when Susan Onyancha came, the first money that she earned was 100. How do you pronounce that? 100 Kenya shillings. And I had this, when I talked to her, she said, I never picked that money. I said, I will not pick it so that it stays there, as a permanent memorial that I am willing to work to make millions out of that. And this is what she did. She worked her way through and patiently went through it. This company comes to Kenya in 2010. And by the time I'm joining this company is 2020. How many years? 10 years. She put all her effort in for 10 years. But she says that is not it. For the 7 years she was working for KRA, and so she did not put that one. For 3 years she put all her efforts in it. And she pumped all her energies into it, and this is what happened. At the end of it all, she came down here and she was at a position we call senior crown leader. Can I tell you what is a senior crown leader? In this business, when you join the company, we have 5 people that you recruit. And the target is this, that for every person you recruit, you have to work with them to also make them a leader. That means you yourself, Samuel, have to push yourself to become a what? A leader. And in this team we have a group, a target. And we tell ourselves, we give ourselves 90 days challenge. Tell yourself in 90 days, I'm going to be a leader. The leader of this team is called Albert Gedenji. When he came here, he did it in 58 days. Personally, when I came in January, I did not do it in 58 days, I did it in 120 days. But either way, we will be successful if you hit your target. And one of the things we do, in those 90 days, we work with you very closely. We show you what are the secrets of the business. We show you how to talk, how to go out there, what to do, what to say, and how you can navigate all these ladders. And when you have achieved that, now you can become a leader yourself. When you become a leader, now we change the game. And we tell you now, success can only be measured by how far you stretched backwards to bring somebody else to the level where you are. And so we ask you, now start motivating the people below you to also become what? Leaders. And how do you do that? You do that by supporting them, by going with them to the presentations, by doing market activations with them, giving them all the necessary support. And this is what happens. When you make one to be a leader, we refer to you as a senior leader. When you make 2, we call you a diamond leader. When you make 3, we call you a senior diamond leader. And when you make 4, we call you a crown leader. And the final of them is what we call you a senior crown leader. Let me tell you something about senior crown leader. This is the epitome where your efforts now become not on yourself, but on the team. And that is what I found this president to be. And this lady now had found herself here, and her average was between 5 up to 8 million per month. From how much? 100 Kenya shillings. To how much? 5 to 8 what? Million per month. And I came to learn, so this story is real. And it works for all of us. That everybody in this company stands a fair chance to be able to make the millions. Other people will say that it's because she came early, yes, but it's also because you came today. And the difference is this, given time you can also become phenomenal. I always give this example. The difference between a ripe and a raw banana is what? Time. If you give the raw banana time, what will it become? Ripe. If you give the ripe banana time, what will it become? Rotten. In other words, even you, if we gave you time, you can make millions. If we gave you time, you can also lose them. Depends on which side you stay. If you joined us, we would show you how to make the millions. If you did not join and let the opportunity slip, again, you can continue making whatever you do. But this is the point. When you learn this marketing concept, it allows you to know a different way of doing business. The different way of doing business is this: use one hand to feed yourself and the other hand to feed the society. The reason why I joined this business myself is this. I know that I can be able to make an impact to my health. By reducing my weight from 117 to managing it down way below 100 gives me the greatest joy that I ever had. Now I no longer have to deal with joints that pain, with a high blood pressure that was shooting up. I am comfortable because the products of this company have worked on me. And that is why when you join here, we tell you the first concept is for you to do what? Use. So that you become the evidence of that product. When I stand here and I'm this big and I tell you the product of this company work, would you believe me? Why? Because I don't look like it. Everyone who we invite into this opportunity, we tell you use the product so that you become the product. When you speak about it, you say about the Anatic soap working with your skin. I can show you the distributors by their skin. They look different. And most of you who have joined this business know we have a culture that we do. Every day when you join, we take a photo with you behind here while we put this pin on you, so that eventually later we can show you the difference of what you have become. And it is a fantastic journey to walk with us. I have learned that to say that these products work. Second thing which motivated me is that I can become an impact in the world. I have sick patients out there whom I know. I have sick relatives whom I know. The best example I have never said about this is my own grandfather that I have been going to India many a times to do prostate cancer. He went to prostate cancer in India and got surgery. And the surgery went successful. But eventually, after only 1 year, we went back and the cancer markers were higher than before. The cancer, instead of going down, was now growing further. Every month when I joined this company, the first passion I had was to make him well. And so I bought a product here that we call Prostate Relax. And this Prostate Relax deals with men's health. And it actually helps your prostate to stop growing and stop actually expanding out of proportion. Second thing, if you are already cancerous, it helps reduce the cancer growth. And this is what happened. Every time we would go to do his PSA test, his PSA started actually at being 94. And that was the PSA test. Eventually this PSA test to about 50. Eventually it came down to 40. Eventually it came down to 25. All this was being possible because of me using a simple product here and making it work. There's no better joy than to see a satisfied, happy parent, than to see a satisfied, happy friend, see a colleague, a churchmate, a person whom you can relate to, even a stranger that you helped with the products of this company. And can I tell you the bottom line? It works. I have tried it, I have tested it, and it works. And for me to prove that it is not only me, I want to see all the 2 stars who are in the house rise up. If you are a 2-star and you are here, please rise up. In the meantime, I want to say goodbye to our Facebook page. Huh? Our Facebook what? Audience! Thank you for taking time to be with us. It was fun having you around. I hope you learned something. Hit the inbox of the person who invited you and they will give you a link to our page. Also, you can ask for our products or this amazing opportunity and you will be glad to enjoy it. We will not be here for tomorrow up to Monday. And on Monday we will be here and we will be having a pure well water demonstration. It is a fantastic time you don't want to miss. Thank you very much for your time and God bless you. Now I can sign off.